There was a hush lingering over the wood elf city of Grethiel. Even for the typically quiet elves, the atmosphere was nearly silent. Only the sound of birds in the trees and the branches swaying above in the gentle breeze made any sound this morning. When word first spread of man's inaction at the Battle of Talatal, leading to the destruction of the combined armies of the Red Elven and the Brightstone Dwarves, the elves were outraged. Man had betrayed them. The alliance of the elves, dwarves, and man was broken. Action was required. The city of Grethiel silently awaited the council's decision. Days passed while the council met. Finally, the blue banner flew. It was time to announce their decision. Pasha Siren stepped out to the balcony to address his people. For many years we have fought side by side with man to defend this very world from the attacks from the Nether. With mankind breaking the treaty at Talatal, all our Red Elf allies were wiped from the face of Vasten. This world is no longer a place for our kind. The council has decided to make preparations to depart this world and start anew in the next. We will leave and save ourselves from an unwinnable war. This world will usher in the Age of Fire. Man has made this decision for us, ultimately, and can live or die with the repercussions. We will leave no trace of Grethiel. Take what you can, burn the rest. Although the Wood Elves were just one kingdom of the race, they were highly respected. Pasha Siren knew others would follow their lead in leaving Vasten, and this world soon would burn. Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode from the Realm of Vasten. Who is coming at me? Oh.
I hit the wrong button. Wait, hold on. Let's do it again. There we go.
You got me.
What's happening?
Nothing. I'm just saving your life, as always. As never before, but okay. There's a skeleton down there. So, hey, Klautos, let's move away from this clicking sound. So, Klautos was good enough to join me here because I had some time and I wanted to do some digging. And I thought we have a few big digging projects, so why not? Please tell me I'm digging in the right place.
Well, you're actually 4 blocks too low. You
What?
See the we're at Y11 right here.
Yeah,
which is lava level, right?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
But the actual floor of the crypt is going to be at Y15. That way I can put holes in the ground and not have to worry about lava and things like that, you know.
I'll just stand over here looking down in my shame.
It's okay. Maybe we could do it on Y11.
No, this is your project. I messed up. I will refill in all of these blocks.
No. Just leave it. You know what we could do is we could make this a chamber underneath the crypt. You know, we could do something with it.
Oh, okay. So you want me to make a floor here?
No, don't worry about it. I mean, unless you really, really want to.
Well, I guess it doesn't make sense to make a temporary floor if you're gonna have like a design of some sort that's not just stone.
Yeah. What we should do is pop up here.
Yeah. I just knew it. I was here and I was like, yeah, I'm sure it'll be fine. Yeah, go ahead. What's the worst thing that can happen? So I dug out all of this. Well, it looked like there was a perimeter.
Yeah.
I broke Joel's machine over there. That was putting out. I hit it with my stupid fast pickaxe, and all I had was one stone block and one piece of redstone. Do you want to guess how long it took me to put those two things in the right position to make it work again? It was a long time. It was like many minutes were spent of trying. It's like, I don't know, should I put redstone here? Nope, that didn't do anything. Yeah.
So basically, what I did here is like, if you look down that tunnel, you see those torches down on that wall, and then I've got some more down in that way. In all 4 cardinal directions, I have 9 torches on a wall.
Okay, I see that.
So that's the perimeter. So what needs to happen is we gotta dig all this out, all this stuff here, and just basically get a giant rectangle. And then once that's done, I'm gonna dig out just along the perimeter. I'm gonna dig up about 30 blocks and dig out the perimeter. That way we'll have this big chunk of stone in the middle, and it'll be pretty pretty easy to tell where we need to stop digging and stuff like that, you know.
Gotcha. Okay.
This is how I did it in my underground survival series when I was digging out that big chamber.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah, I just dug out the bottom first, and then I staircased my way all the way up, and then I dug out another,
like the same size, and then just went down to here.
Yep.
Okay.
And then I went down from the top.
All right, I got you. Well then, well look, I'm glad that I talked to you now. You know what always annoyed me, like in college, like when you show up to class and there's like a sign on the door that says like class is canceled today. There's like two kinds of people in the world, and there's only two. One person is like, sweet, I'm going to Taco Bell, and the other kind of person is like, oh, I drove in the whole way here to class and now it's canceled. Like, yeah, but you don't have to stay. Like, take the glasses half full, man. Like, you get the day off now. So, so I could be like, oh, I dug out all that stuff. But instead, I'm going to take the positive that you came on.
You don't have to dig all this now.
Yeah, and you stopped me from digging this entire freaking thing 4 blocks too low.
Yeah, that's all right. You know, I'm sure we could find a way to use this space down here.
Yeah, we'll just put a memorial to my hour and a half of time.
Yeah, we'll think of something. It could be the lower level of the crypt where like all the peasants are stuck or something, you know?
We could just put a giant coffin where like my afternoon went to die right there.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you so much for coming on, Klautos. Hey everyone, go check out Klautos World Tour from a few days ago when you see this, because it's really cool. And if you're not up to date on what we've done in the history of Vasten, it's a nice chance to get a little refresher.
Yeah, thanks for doing that with me, by the way.
That was super fun. I was just watching it while I was mining the wrong thing, too. So, all right, I'll see you later on.
All right, man. Have a good one.
Okay. Hey everyone, look, Joel's making an ellipse. Everyone point and laugh if he's wrong, okay?
Hey, you want to know how many times I've done this before?
Well, I mean, let's see. You're a professional artist, so...
in Minecraft, I have done this 0 times.
Still counts.
I've built lots of circles, but not these things. I'm just curious as to whether 2 of these would look good or whether it would be too large.
Oh, so you were thinking here. Oh, that's cool. So what we're talking about is this is going to be kind of the main entryway to the city. Let me just give viewers geography here. So where we are, let's see, the docks. Okay, the houses and stuff are just barely in my render over there. The tree is going to be right up on top of that. That's sort of the mountain and the castle and stuff. So this is going to be kind of the main road. Grumpy and possibly Pixel laid this location out. And now Joel and us were talking about doing like a kind of a squat entryway in order to signify, because the actual boat to get in is way kind of over there. You can barely see it. I'm playing with 10 chunk render distance, and it's kind of painful. But yeah, you can see the boat. So it has to be something that's obvious from there to say, don't ignore the docks. Come over here and come in, because that's going to be the way to go. And I think the docks will likely stretch at least this far, if not further, right?
Yeah, I'd say that they're good. I mean, the docks are going to be pretty sizable, because if it's a nautical, I guess, access, then that makes sense to me. How tall would you say these should be? Fixxitt?
Well, the tree is going to be mind-numbingly large, so I don't think that we have to keep it. Like, I don't think we have to worry about it being too tall, unless you're standing like with your nose touching the wall. You're still going to see the tree,
Yeah.
Hey, Grumpy's back.
I'm back. I had I don't even know what happened. Hi, you just building stuff, huh?
We're working on some stuff. Yeah, so just thinking about maybe if that's the road. Now, so Grumpy, you laid out like a long line of smooth stone up there. Is that the width that you're kind of thinking, roughly?
That's kind of the width we're thinking. Because I did want to show you something else. So hold on, I need to eat. There we go. Okay. So Pixel and I are still unsure of this road. I think what we're going to be doing is a large bridge to that central section.
Yeah, totally.
And then we're going to be doing another bridge into the castle entrance, which will be up there.
Yeah, I think that's awesome.
Well, because the eventual plan is like a old bower stone from the second Fable to,
mhm.
to like the beat up, run down, like terrible, terrible place, is going to be underneath it.
Okay, I don't know what that is.
You don't know? Oh, Fixxitt. Joel, you need to deal with Fixxitt. So
yeah,
basically, it's going to be like a rundown little like section of the city. It's going to be right next to the river where it's all freezing cold.
Oh yeah.
And be wet, and it's going to be horrible. And
Okay.
there's going to be like puppies shivering in the cold, and just really terrible place to be.
I like that.
And I want to hit this back. We should be able to do that. You should be able to hit ender pearls.
Like baseball. That'd be great.
Right. That would be so fun. Think of the mini games.
So we've been working on building these things, kind of coming up with a scheme altogether here, and decided to add some spruce logs as like supports, and also I think it's nice to bring in some color without going the terracotta route. Would we want to go up on these, like maybe 2 or 3 more, and then maybe do an overhang? Is that the kind of thing that would...
I think that would be kind of cool. Because we have to remember that, like in this section, like there's got to be a different design in between these two things too. Because like there's got to be a gatehouse type of deal. So maybe that would look nice. We're only going up like 7 blocks though, right?
I didn't decide 7 or 9. We hadn't really thought about it.
Let's only go.
It was kind of an experiment as to where we were going to land.
Let's only go up 7 and then do an overhang, and then maybe a smaller ring above that. I think that'd give it a little bit more, like a little bit of interesting detail.
Yeah, like if it went out, if we gave it a little bit of a parapet sort of thing.
Okay. All right.
Now, do you mean just as one story, or just as like the roof?
I'm thinking maybe so this is again getting into just how I would typically build this, but I don't like to go more than like 7 blocks kind of at the most in a straight line almost ever without interrupting that line somehow, just for interest's sake. So I'm thinking if we went up like 7 and then we put like, so like say this is the 7th block, and then we put like maybe something like this, and then go up again maybe 1 or 2, and then another ring of some sort, just to give it like kind of a cap, and then maybe a roof or whatever we want to do for that. But we were thinking fires somehow here, and I'm not sure exactly how to pull that off, but something that's going to look very inviting and obvious if you're sailing in.
I think we could do that. I think that wouldn't be bad. Now we could go like super high. Like I don't know, like, because like you want to go something like super low, as opposed to like the towers in Ember. Like look at like those are freaking insanely high.
Well, here's the question. Here's maybe a big question: is the city going to have walls?
I have not talked to Pix about that. Now my wonder on that is, a lot of times in these like medieval like builds and cities and whatnot, especially in the fantasy setting, because I wouldn't say this is like medieval, I would say this is fantasy setting.
Yeah, I agree.
That the outside city would not have a wall, but then there would be a wall around like an inner section of the city, or maybe just around the castle.
Okay, I could see that.
Because even in historical, like, British towns and whatnot, the castle was a place you fell back to. So there was no actual like walls around most of those cities. Like the whole concept of walls being around cities like that, I think is just a very movie based thing.
I think I'm messing up your whole the way you did this. I can't really tell.
It's okay.
Okay, so
I ran out of spruce.
There's a bunch in the chest, I believe.
Okay.
So I wanted to get your thoughts on this, just because when I was thinking about spruce pillars and what Fixxitt was saying about not having a straight line, what about the spruce pillars being kind of on the inside of the foundation, and then at some point higher up, we could then take it back out.
I like that.
So
I think that's a lot of interest.
This, where am I? 7? Not quite.
1, 2,
something like that, and then
yeah.
Then it gets tucked back in.
I think that's really interesting. And remember, this castle was built, in the area of 1,000 years. I don't think we have a date yet, but roughly 1,000 years ago. So there would be some stuff that maybe isn't in absolute perfect shape, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which means we're done. Yay!
So I mean, again, probably if left to my own device, I would probably just kind of pile up a little bit of small, not big rubble, but a little bit of rubble, like as if holding it here. Maybe some of the rocks have, utilized some cracked stone brick and some stairs and things like that. Maybe.
Mm-hmm.
So do you want that well, because I had an idea for things in the city where I wanted some of it to be ruined because, like you said, it was 1,000 years ago. So maybe having a little bit more, it's just some ruins occasionally, but have them turned into legit houses. Because that's one of the things I noticed in White Sands that you had these ruins that were around, but then you also had a population of people that were living there, and in most populations, the people that were living there would have turned those into something, I feel, because they're already structures. So maybe doing something a little bit like that here, where things are, there's maybe ruins, but inside of them happen to be houses or
yeah, I think that would be really cool
to them and stuff.
I think that would be really cool.
I also have a surprise for a section of the city that will be a small section, but it will be a section that will not survive.
Okay, that's cool. I like that. I like stuff that doesn't survive.
Just to freak you out a little bit.
Just like my hopes and dreams.
Yeah.
So what are we doing here? Because we have to pick a lane. We have two slightly different designs going on. I think that actually a combination of this might look really cool.
What is the white thing sticking way out?
Oh, I didn't get a chance to talk about that. I had some ice on me, and we were trying to think about Grumpy, you were talking about them being fortified, and I thought, well, what if they had ice spikes sticking out the front of them?
Oh, that'd be cool.
As in stay away,
I like that a lot.
I'm not sure what would be big enough that those spikes would deter them, but
we have talked a little bit about how the zombie pigmen fear water, and how water is one of the best things sort of against them.
There also be dragons.
That's true. That lore we need to flesh out just a little bit. But
yeah.
What if we did? Okay, now I'm just spitballing here. But what if we did only 2 layers up, only 2 blocks or maybe 3 blocks on the outside? Cap these off, and then on the inside, then did these ones here that kind of drop back in. That's going to give us 3 layers of depth, and I'm a big fan of 3 layers of depth from a visual point of view. I don't know how exactly we cap it off, but then you'd have this block out here, and then you'd have a gap block, and then that one, and then it comes back. I think that's a lot of interest. I think.
Yeah, with what you got going on here, so there would be the other. I guess you'd have an angle one.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out. Is it it's kind of it's from the front?
Yeah.
And then, it'd almost be like a landing of sorts, like a real little landing sort of area out here. And then you drop back 2 blocks, which I think would be awesome. And then come back out for the ring sort of situation. I think that could look super cool. In fact, it almost looked like these logs were put here to help hold up the stone foundation.
Yeah, they're holding the foundation of what the other logs are on.
Yeah. I think that could look really good. Even maybe just a slab on top or something.
What are the combinations of bricks that you're using, Grumpy? Is it andesite and stone brick, or is it andesite and more andesite bricks?
What we've done, we've basically done andesite brick, and then to utilize a like kind of a frosty look, we've done the diorite brick. So like take andesite, but anything that would be frozen around it would be done in diorite.
Okay. And are there random? Is it random? Like, you get cracked one time and you get.
Yeah. I mean, it's pretty much.
Yeah, the diorite, andesite, and whatever the other one is. They all have the cracked variants. Oh,
right.
I didn't
and
make
you
it.
have no control over. You have no control over what's what, or is it or is it how you face?
No, it's random. Yeah,
Oh.
you have no control. But it's like there are monsters nearby. Really, are these those monsters underneath somewhere?
This is on here. Yeah, there's like a whole. There's a crowd. Oh, hey, they're close enough that I can shoot them now.
Oh, you see him? Oh, okay. I was just
There's
gonna dig down,
3
try to find
zombies,
him.
1 Enderman, 4 zombies, 5 zombies,
go,
6 zombies. There might be a spawner down here.
Zombie spawners. Although we have smelting rotten flesh to leather, so that's worth something at least. But we need my 3-year-old when he really wants it. Was like, I need my tablet. It's very dramatic. So like, we need a skeleton spawner here. Hey, I'm here by myself. It's the following day. Oh, I'm not by myself. Who's over there? Joel's over here. Cool. Hi. I had no idea you were on. Anyway, he's on chat. So I'm just talking to myself. Anyway, I just wanted to just drop in and just show the progress that we made, because I think that we're kind of up against it, because I got like 2 things I need to talk about. This is really cool progress. I can't wait to see what comes of this. This is awesome. So we're going to come back to these at some point. I think Joel's going to kind of work on this. Maybe we'll work together at some point later, but we've done a lot of work there. Also, I wanted to show, it occurred to me that I haven't shown the sails that I did here. These are the sails that go in the ship, and they're not completely done. They're still the back sail, but I just needed a break. Doing that is no quick process. There's a lot of trial and error, a lot of ender rolling, a lot of ender mites trying to knock me off the platform, a lot of getting knocked off the platform, etc. But yeah, so I did some of the you can see some of the wooden like sort of scaffolding. I need to add more, but again, I just took a break. So yeah, but it's coming along. It's coming right along, and I like it a lot. I want to show these lamps that Ninny did that are just so cool. Like, it's not, I mean, I guess it's not like rocket science, but I would have never thought of it. It's a jack-o'-lantern texture with ladders on the side and a trapdoor on top. It looks so like nautical. It looks like a dock. I mean, it's really cool. I love it. I could see this being the lighting of kind of the whole area. It's really, really, really interesting. So nice job, Ninny. Also, this house, I want to say Grumpy did this house, but we'll get to that on their episode. I don't want to get too much into what stuff that they've been doing, but man, super cool. Little things like that I wouldn't have done are the reason why I love so much the multiplayer server aspect of this, because I just wouldn't have done it that way. I would have done it a different way, and yeah, I love it. Little ice overhang there. That's super cool. So, but I just wanted to say to all the Vasten Dimensions members and viewers, it's going to be super awesome. I'm really excited. So at the time you're seeing this video yesterday, I did a live stream, I hope, if things went according to plan, of the Vasten Dimension server launch. And check that out. I'm going to do a episode kind of on Vasten Dimensions here in a day or two. That's just going to kind of explain what it is if you haven't been kind of following along. So basically it's a parallel Earth. It's an alternate, well, not Earth, but whatever this world. It's a parallel Vasten. So yeah, so it's like everything happened the same up to a certain point, and then they sort of diverged, and that's where Dimensions comes in, and it's for a lot of players. It's like where we have like 8 here or 9 here, Vasten Dimensions has like 31. So it's a much bigger population. They're going to be doing much bigger builds, and I hope that you really love it. I can't wait to see what they do, honestly. I've been reading. The Discord is blowing up. If you're interested in seeing what's going on with Vasten Dimensions or my series or anything like that, you can join the Discord. That's where sort of all the planning for Dimensions takes place. And somewhat for Realm of Vasten, although since my server sort of grew out of control for that, so we kind of do a different thing there. It's a kind of weird texture glitch. Anyway, I'm gonna go and get this rendered out and put out to you all, my YouTube friends, my buddies, to check out. And yeah, I hope you're really enjoying the series as much as I'm enjoying doing it. I sure am having a fun time. I got some other stuff to build. I'm gonna get to that, and I will see you all next episode.